Hello, 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 everyone. So this is going to be my unboxing and my walkthrough of the Stunning Tarot by Janessa Giles. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. Please let me know if I am. Could be Janessa House, maybe as well. I don't know. I genuinely don't. Regardless, this is the second edition. I don't have the first edition, unfortunately. I missed it when it went on sale. Which still irks me, but I'm obsessed with like her art style and like all of her decks. So that means, oh my goodness, there we go, that I wanted to finally get one in tarot size. So here's the packaging. Oh, I'm wondering if it comes in a box even. It might not have a Tux box. So some nice tissue paper. As you can see, it's very nice and red. Already you can tell the difference between the cards. This is poker size. This is, I believe, normal tarot deck size, from my understanding. Okay, there's a tuck box in here. Yeah, third edition Stunning Tarot. Made in Spain, of course. So already the boxes are significantly different, right? Even the color scheme is a little bit different. Remind me in the comments, I believe there are like a few differences between the second edition Stunning and the first edition Stunning, even in like card design. I know for a fact there are differences between the third and the first. Not so, I'm pretty sure there are differences outside of just the size difference. Oh wow, these backs are very different. So we'll put that here. Starts with the Ace of Cups. That's interesting. So we're going to do a walkthrough first of this, and then we'll get into comparisons with this deck a little bit. I'm not going to go too in deep into that. If you guys want me to, just let me know and I can like make that happen. But let's start off with the Ace of Wands here. Make sure that you can see everything pretty well. Let me just zoom in a bit. How about that? There we go. So you guys can see it better. So we have the Ace of Wands. Two of Wands, or sorry, Cups. Oh my gosh, why do I keep saying Wands? So see, these are Cups. So oh, we have two different Two of Cups here. So that she gives you alternate ones. If I'm completely honest with you, I would not know how to, because if you look at it, there's a difference. Like this is white, this is black. This has like kind of almost like a poisonous love, and this kind of has like a friendship love. I don't know, maybe this is toxic and this is platonic. I don't know if she released something to go with this to like to disclose that, but that's kind of how I'm taking it. Like this is almost like the Gemini version. It's hard to tell which way is inverted too. I mean, obviously this way is the inverted one, but this almost feels upside down, which is interesting. Anyway, so the Two of Cups, looks like you're just gonna have to kind of guesstimate which one's a cup and which one isn't based on like cups being in the background, because it doesn't, you know, obviously say it. I just love her art. Her art style is everything. They have the Four of Cups, Five of Cups. I would say that the cardstock is not the best. Like, it's pretty flimsy. Like, here, I know some people are really into the flick method. Like, that moves a lot. Like, I would not trust this cardstock to last a long time or with, like, heavy use. But it's a lot bigger, so that's fine. Five of Cups there, Six of Cups. Seven of Cups. Already I'm seeing some differences. Eight of Cups. And Nine of Cups. This is very pippish in comparison, right? Am I missing something? Was that the 10 of Cups over there then? Was that why it looked weird? I just thought it, yeah, this is the 10. So never mind. Ignore what I was saying. But like toxic and non-toxic. That's interesting. I wonder why they were next to each other like that. I wonder if this is, I mean, it doesn't seem random though. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Anyway, so this is the 10. That makes more sense. Yeah, my Roman numerals obviously are off. It's interesting. I wouldn't be able to tell that that's a 10 of Cups, to be honest. So I wouldn't recommend this deck to beginners. Just going off of all of that to begin with. So we have the Page of Cups here. Then we have the Queen of Cups. Very interesting depiction. You almost never see a Queen of Cups with any sort of weapon, which I love. And then we have the King of Cups here. And the Warrior of Cups. So this is pretty out of order, as I'm guessing the Knight. So they're renaming that as well. So then we have the Ace of Swords, and then we have the Ten of Swords. So this is in order. It's just in, I guess, Janessa's particular order. Honessa. I love how I'm like pretending like I know, but I love this art. This ten of Swords is beautiful, and just how horrifying it is, right? So we're gonna put that one to the side. Then we got this Indecision with the Two of Swords, which I really love. It's interesting though, this Three of Swords, which is generally supposed to depict such heartbreak and such sadness, is almost meditative, contemplative. And then we have the Four of Swords here for that resting, and the Five of Swords. Again, generally I consider the Five of Swords to do more with, if not like baneful competition, like competition gone wrong, or like arguments gone wrong, or like very volatile conversation. I definitely consider it to be with other people here. I mean, like, it's almost interesting. It's like she's looking at the sword as if she could say something horrible to someone or do something horrible, but she's deciding, right? Because the sword is halfway above the water and halfway below. So I kind of like that. We have the Six of Swords. And again, this is very interesting because pregnancy to me generally, you know, represents a restriction of movement. But again, it's also this generation, it's producing something new, which is a kind of movement of itself. So I like this interpretation. And I like how she is engaging the viewer. You're not engaging with her. She's engaging with you. So we have the Seven of Swords. This is an interesting depiction of as well. So I definitely wouldn't recommend this to beginners, just based on this in general, because so much of this is, you know, the imagery I don't think gives you any indication of what these mean. If you're an intuitive reader, I think this would be amazing for you, but I definitely feel like you would need, or you don't need, because if you're intuitive, you can just kind of vibe, right? But I feel like, at least for this deck, you could kind of make your own invention of what could be considered, what these cards could be doing, I guess. Then we got the Nine of Swords, which is pretty, I think that's pretty on brand. That sorrow, that anxiety. And we have the Ten of Swords. Then we have the Page of Swords, Queen of Swords, King of Swords, and I love this Warrior of Swords. Yeah, I would say the court cards are pretty significantly different. I think this diverges quite significantly from like the first and second edition. Like I think the second edition had like a few cards here and there switched up. This is like pretty different, I would say. What is this? Oh, okay. I think this is Death. Gosh, you guys are going to crucify me. I actually don't have the Roman numerals memorized for which one is which, but I'm pretty sure that's Death. Then we have the Lovers here. I like that. It's interesting. Chariot's the same. I know that. Hangman is very different. Devil, I think, is the same. Empress is the same. Emperor is different, I think. Then we have the Star, the Fool, Strength, the Hermit. I believe this is the same as well. Judgment, I believe, is different. Justice, the Justice, I find that so interesting. The Moon. The Magician, I believe, is the same as the second edition, but I think the second edition is different than the first edition. Wow, that's a mouthful. And then we have the World, which I believe is the same as the second edition, but is different than the first edition. The Hierophant's the same as the second edition. Wheel of Fortune, I think it's different than second. High Priestess is the same as second. The Sun, Temperance, the Tower. So I was right, that is Death. It's interesting she chose not to name Death. So also, maybe someone has like explanation for me. I think this is based on Thoth. Oh yeah, that does not shuffle well at all. But it's interesting to me why she chose the way she did to structure this, because there's probably some meaning to this that I'm missing. So we have the Ace of Coins, and we have the Ten of Coins right after. The Two of coins, 3 of coins, 4 of coins. This feels a lot more pippish. And this is almost, I think, exactly the same as the second edition. 5 of coins, 6 of coins, 7 of coins. I believe that's one's different. 8 of coins, which is upside, feels upside down. Interesting. 9 of coins. And then we have the 10 of coins. As you can kind of notice, each suit is monochromatic and based around a certain culture, I would say. So like cups, I would think would be Middle Eastern to North African. Swords seems to be, I think, European, right? Mer culture, I don't know. Mermaid culture, yeah, I guess. That's a thing. Seems to be like a Eurocentric take on mermaids. That's what we're going to call it. Then the page, so the coins seem to be based on Egyptian iconography. And we got the warrior. And then wands are based on witches, as I would say, inspired by Europe's version of it, and probably more specifically Genesa's region of Spain. I can't remember if she's Catalonian or Galician. I think she's Catalanian. I feel like I've talked about this in another video and I just can't remember. Regardless, here's the 10 of wands and the ace of wands here. 2 of wands. Oh my gosh. This suit is my favorite suit. Generally, wands are not my favorite suit, but in this deck, it's everything to me. 3 of wands, 4 of wands, 5 of wands. Interesting, because the 5 of wands is generally about competition, right? And here she's in ritual, kind of like that. 6 of wands, victory. 7 of wands is the same, at least, as the second edition. 8 of wands, I think, is actually different. 9 of wands is the same as well. Interesting rendition of that. That burning. 10 of wands. King of wands. Queen of wands or page of wands. Interesting. So this one's slightly different order. Queen of wands. I love this so much. And the warrior of wands. Powerful in all facets. So let's just do a quick shuffle. See how it ripples. Again, I wouldn't say it's the worst card stock ever, but it doesn't feel the best, especially for what you pay for it. Oh yeah, it feels like it would crease. Like, you know, when cardstock feels like it's gonna crease here, that's what this feels like. I don't know why there was this, because I don't remember this cardstock being as bad. Yeah, this cardstock is substantially better. So I don't know why there's that change in cardstock. Anyway, so let's just start off with first difference. Very different backs. I prefer these backs to these backs, I would say. And then what? Yeah, so the sun is the same. I'm gonna look for some cards that are different. Judgment's the same. 10. So some of these are pretty just the same. Some of them are pretty radically different though, and I want to find those. Oh my gosh, this one was the same. Okay. I have been proven wrong. There. Fortune, Chariot. Queen of Cups. Oh, the hanged one. The hangman was also the same. Here I am thinking I have a good memory and that I know, even though I don't use this deck very often because of the size difference. So I would say the 4 of wands is an example of something that's different here. So I shouldn't be too shuffled. I'm lucky. Oh, no, it's the same. They changed the colors. They literally switched the colors exactly. That's interesting. Okay, cool. Love to see that. I wonder if they did that with more than this, but you can say, the Fool. I think the Fool's different too. Could be wrong though, because I'm finding that I'm wrong with a few of these. Let's zoom out a bit. So let's just check. Because I was like convinced, like so much of this was like very different, but I think it was just a symptom of me not liking poker size cards, but being obsessed with this art. So I got it anyway. Honestly, when I got it, I didn't even know what size it was going to be. So that's partly my issue, I think. Watch the devil be different, because I'm pretty sure it might be. I'm pretty sure it might be. I love that answer. That's lovely and descriptive of me. Sun, High Priestess. Oh my gosh, it's literally going to be on the other side. Because it's gonna be, they're not going to make it easy for me. The World. The Moon. Justice. Oh wow. Come on, Fool. Come on out. I want to show the difference. You get to scroll through this fast with me. Yeah, it's the same. So interesting. Come on now. Honestly, it makes me happy though that it's so similar, because that means I'm not going to miss out. I must have missed it. If I don't find it again this time, then it's just not meant to be. To put it mildly. And then we can just look for one last card difference. I think this one is different. I'm like, gosh, if it's not, I'm going to be very shook. I'll be very shook, shocked, and surprised if that one is not different in this other deck. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to find it. Mayhaps I should have done this before I shuffled. Well, even then, I don't know if I actually would have been able to find it, because they're quite out of order from what I'm used to. All right, so that's the Five of Wands. I think the Five of Wands is actually a competition between witches in this deck. Again, I could very well be wrong, but if my memory serves, yeah, Death is the same here. Oh, the Devil is different. They added more color. Two. I think the Four of Swords is different too. I really think they rehauled the swords in some of them. Nope, 5 is the same. I have been proven wrong yet again. That rhymed. What a crime. That's funny. Okay. Obviously, my memory of this deck is hazy because so much of this I thought was different and isn't. I'm going to find one more difference between these cards and then we'll call it quits. So we already know the Devil's different. We went through that. Let's do the Four of Swords. Let's see if I can't be proven wrong again. Because now that I'm looking at it, I'm a little worried. I think in Catalan it'd be a espadas, yeah. Oh my gosh, I was proven wrong again. Wow. This is like prove Willow wrong session. That's crazy. So maybe the differences between these decks are not as prevalent as I thought. Maybe it's just slight color changes. Because I was convinced that this was like a completely different deck, but I obviously have faulty memory. All right. So this has been my walkthrough / somewhat comparison. Oh wow, the colors are different. Never mind. So this is like a oh gosh. So this is like a more of a cherry red. I would say this is more of a orangey red. So the color difference is the difference, I guess. This is more saturated rather than this one, I think is the better way of putting that. Yeah, I'd just say the saturation is more intense here. Anyway, so this has been my walkthrough / comparison of the 3rd edition of The Stunning Tarot by Hanessa Jouse. Thank you so much for watching.